On July 7, 1999, unspecified date, in the cemetery, a woman paid respects to one of her relatives named Kikari. She remembers that 5 years have passed. She sees Iori approaching and welcomes him. He refuses to welcome her, saying that he has work in town, and leaves. The woman then chases him. The story goes back to when Iori performed jazz music in the city 5 years ago. After a successful performance, Kano Tanima storms out of the club due to the loud music, and is congratulated by her manager, Kuwahara, and her younger sister, Kikari. She wonders if Kikari is okay because the weather is bad, but she assures them that she is okay. Iori later comes out and drives away the younger sister's cheers and then leaves. Kikari excuses herself, saying that she needs to prepare for lessons and then leaves, Kano complaining that she never understood him in the 3 years they spent working together. Kawahara thinks that Kano and Iori make a good couple, which upsets the latter. While walking to her house, she is singing quietly and finds Iori practicing his guitar nearby. She says that she likes walking at night because she uses the time to practice singing. She asked him to look at her song when she finished, the song titled The Sun and the Moon. He tells her to leave him alone, mostly because she's tired. She finally agrees and thanks him for his kindness. At Tanima's house, Kikari shows her returning sister a letter from their supposed father. Kano makes fun of this along with the money inside the envelope, saying that their mother left for a reason, meaning because of the meager money. With their mother gone and Kano working every odd job she can find, their financial situation isn't the best. Kikari is reluctant to give up the donation because she knows that the medicine and tests she needs are expensive, but Kano does the best she can do. When Kano goes to her room, Kikari has an attack of her illness and barely takes her medicine in time. The next day, at Iori's apartment, Kikari visits him with a bouquet of flowers. He asks her why she brings him flowers every day, and she responds by saying that Kawahara would like that. She listens to Iori playing and hands him a written draft of her song. After reading it, he demands to know why it was a duet with her sister and why the lyrics of the song were dedicated to him. She tells him that there is no chance of doing that when Kawahara comes and briefly mentions that the producer is interested in contracting with them before moving out of his apartment. Later that night, Kano and Iori discuss her sister's song. She explains that she doesn't want to waste her sister's efforts even though Iori says no again. Kano then explains that her sister was extremely depressed due to her condition until Iori came along. Since then, Kikori has been trying to be cheerful and lively. Kano remembers hearing from Kawahara that Yuri could make his debut and congratulate him. He asks about the name of the product and leaves his place as soon as he hears the name. He wins over Kawahara and demands to know why Himaya, the product, returned from America. Even though Kawahara knows Himamaya is a fraud, he pleads with Iori to accept the offer because Himamaya monopolizes everything and has influence behind him. Realizing that Kawahara is in a catch-22 situation, the term refers to a type of logical puzzle that has no solution. Iori asks him if he is doing this for Kikari. Himamaya enters and Iori declares to leave the country. Himamaya scoffs at the protest, wondering out loud with a laugh if Iori is trying to protect someone. Kano later visits Iori's apartment and asks him if he turned down his chance. She scolds him and says that she wants the chance for Kikari's sake and for her. She replies that she will not sing anymore. She felt frustrated at her helplessness and beat her fists on Iori's chest. He told her to stop and that she would only hurt herself. Kano apologizes for intruding and then she collapses. At the hospital, Kikari hands her sister a revised draft of her song. She asked her sister to show it to Iori the latest version because he may leave them soon. On the roof, Kawahara tells Iori that Kikari is fine and asks him to leave town because he has enough talent to be good anywhere. Due to Kawahara's concern for others, Iori quickly assumed that he was the sister's father and his concern for them over the past 3 years was proof enough. Kano walks over and shows him the newest song, but Iori leaves. He replies that he doesn't need it because he's leaving and that this is his last music show. He shows up at Himemiya's house and accepts the offer. His only condition is not to appear in this city again. At the concert, Kano sings her sister's song and tells the audience that Iori left town. In addition, the club owner informs Kawahara that Himamaya has mysteriously lost interest. Alone at the docks, Iori sings the last lines before boarding the boat out of town. The scene shifts to Iori and the Orochi entity inside his mind. Annoyed by his presence, he tells him to disappear. He gets agitated and says that he is always watching him and will remain a part of him forever. Iori wakes up and curses the dreams he's been having. Kano knocks on his door and screams for him to remember his 3 o'clock appointment. On their way to the club, Iori hands Kano a note that the owner gave him. She admits that it is the song Kikari wrote and tells him that it is supposed to be a duet with the two of them. Iori refuses to have anything to do with it until he shows it to Kawahara. Kawahara is optimistic about Kikari's song, which upsets Iori. Their manager wants to talk to Iori alone, so he excuses him from practice and buys him lunch. It informs him that a wealthy producer is interested in them. Iori tells him to hand over the offer to someone else, but Kawahara, knowing that the others will accept, explains that he only needs his approval. Before Iori can answer, Orochi shouts in his mind again to taunt. From him, "You know you want to say yes," which supports the fact that he knows all about it. Iori smashes the table they are sitting at, startling Kawahara and abandoning Orochi's opinion. He replies that he is not interested. Kano returns home and is greeted by her sister. She tells Kikari that her song is good and she intends to sing it, but she is worried that Iori will never sing with her. While her sister goes to take a shower, Kikari leaves the apartment to meet Iori at the same place she saw him training. Iori studies the conversation he had earlier with Kawahara, making Orochi quip about his regret for letting it go. Kikari finds him and asks for his criticism of her song. He tells her that nothing in the song suits him, but Kikari insists otherwise, saying that he is a nice person. When he denies the allegation, she tells him not to fool himself. She compares him to the calm, beautiful, gentle moon and herself to a shining star in the sky. Once he insists on leaving, Kikari reveals that she will have surgery soon with little chance of success. Certain that she will not live, she begs again that he sing the song. He refuses and leaves. Meanwhile, Kano is summoned by Kawahara. She is excited about the idea, but her enthusiasm falters once she hears that Iori said no. Her sister, heartbroken that she will not see Iori, runs away from the apartment. Her sister and Kawahara headed to Yuri's apartment, thinking that he was there, but the latter left. Once he leaves, Iori answers a phone call from Kawahara saying that they found Kikari. He still doesn't care and hangs up. The scene changes to Kano on stage. She told her fans that their last song, her sister's song, was the band's final and that she had lost her desire to sing. Iori starts to play, telling her that she shouldn't give up so easily and continues that she should choose a different path that doesn't lead to darkness and singing for the sake of her sister. When singing starts, Kano wakes up from her dream. At Kikari's hospital bedside, her sister tells her about her encounter with Iori the night before. She reiterates her wishes for him to be true to herself and directs the same words to Kano, whom she has called Iori's name in her sleep for the past 3 years. Kikari reveals that she always wanted to sing like her sister, which is why she made the song a duet. Answering a call from Kawahara, Kano learns that Iori has left town. He told her that he had only found a note with one line on it: "It's better to be alone." During his trip, Orochi tells Iori that he is looking forward to his new life. Iori replies that he will kill him one day. He replies that all Iori needs to do is submit to him and everything will disappear. The scene ends with an evil laugh.